So I do have an amendment, which shows in the website as amendment number 1 under my name. And I think this has to do with equal protection and the fact that and after reviewing this with our own legal counsel, there are some concerns with regards to the targeting of a specific group. In this case, our trans youth. I think we already know that we're opening ourselves for a lot of lawsuits and liability because of how we're targeting a specific group. I think one of the things about this conversation about being concerned for all of our youth, with regards to specific type of surgeries, and I think there was a couple of references to that. We happen to live in a state that loves plastic surgeries for cosmetic, and I've been doing some research, actually very scary. And I think we should then have an equal opportunity then to make sure that no child will ever have access to plastic surgery. If we're gonna target kids and their ability for parents to make decisions with their providers, then all children should be included and not be targeting a specific group of kids. So my amendment, Mr. Chair, it's lines, so it's, you can see it, and I did an amendment which can be sometimes a little more difficult versus a sub, just because out of respect to the sponsor, because this is such a big bill. But it says a breast augmentation surgery that is performed for a purpose other than, of course, medical necessity, because there are pieces where that's a medical piece, but anything that is performing, anyone under 18 would not be allowed to have those cosmetic surgeries. So that way, every child, every parent will know what these parents are facing right now, and they will understand the impact that it means. I think if we are going to take care of all kids, and let's make it equal for everyone. And that's my presentation, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Escamilla. I appreciate that. Back to the committee for any discussion to the amendment to the motion. I see. Let's go back. Sponsor of the bill for.
I'll say I have a great deal of respect for Senator Escamilla, and in fact, collegially, she came to me earlier today, and this is to the public. This is how Republicans and Democrats work together. Yeah. Is that she forewarned me that she was interested in bringing this up, and I would do the same for her, in spite of the fact that our policies may not always align. She's a professional and a stateswoman to the nth degree, and I appreciate that. I'm opposed to this amendment, not that I'm in support of this process. She said to me colloquially that the report is, and I've never heard of this in my circles of influence, but that congratulations, you're 16, here's your car keys, and here's your plastic surgery appointment for some sort of augmentation process to the daughter. I find that to be the last of any consideration for a 16-year-old's birthday gift in my thinking, but I suppose some could think like that, and I recognize that. The distinctions that I'll point out are a couple things. First is that the fact that a parent is going to support a child, presumably a daughter, in getting some sort of breast augmentation process is one of those things that feasibly, if it has been done, which I'm not aware of that being done, and I'm not supportive of it being done for any number of reasons. The fundamental reason is that bodies are not fully developed by the time they're 16 or 17. They're not even fully developed by the time they're 18. And we've heard some testimony to that reflection. I don't understand why a surgeon would, when somebody's in the middle of developing, put in as some sort of implant. I find that to be a surprising version of medical care, but I think if that has been done, it's likely to have been done for decades and decades and decades in this state. As to mastectomies or taking off normal body parts, that has been done for no more than 10 years in this state, although maybe there have been minors that have received these procedures. So that's one distinction. The second is, and I appreciate the policy consideration, but with all due respect, Senator, if you'd like to work on that, our last priority bill file is tomorrow, and you're welcome to open your own bill file and work on that. I think it could be a really important thing, but I'll not be interested in taking that into my bill. Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. Back to Senator Escamilla for a sum.
Oh, sorry. I guess no one else has an opinion. Yeah, no, thank you. And again, we did have this conversation. I appreciate the senator. I do think, again, if we are making a statement of where government needs to intrude and understanding that maybe those bodies are still developing, then maybe no child should have access to that type of surgery unless, again, I think I do have the medical necessity to address a musculoskeletal problem. I won't even attempt to say that word because I'm not a doctor. That's why I should not be even addressing this. But with that, Mr. Chair, I hope my colleagues will support a protection to, making sure we're not targeting a specific group, an equal protection question that I think this bill will have that legal question. With that, that's my summation, Mr. Chair, pro temp.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Escamilla. Motion before us to amend with First Amendment to the first substitute SB 16 as amended. All those, let's go ahead with the roll call vote on that on that motion.
Senator Buxton? Senator Escamilla? Aye. Senator Plum? Yes. Senator Vickers? No. Senator Wilson?
No.
And Senator Kennedy? No.
It looks like there's 5 ayes was Senator Anderegg, Senator Buxton, Senator Vickers, Senator Kennedy. 5 noes. 5 noes, sorry. Senator Kennedy and Senator Wilson. 2 ayes were Senator Escamilla and Senator Plum. Thank you. Yeah, the motion fails.